Yeah, after graduating from a prestigious art school in Cape Town, Tankiso Mamabolo has gone on to win multiple awards for her work in theatre and performance. She joins us in the studio to speak on forging her own path in the world of South African theatre. But first, and you are going to love this so much, she's going to kick off this week with a stellar performance of her song called Indalo. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Tankiso Mamabolo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing.
Oh, I love her.
Ingafuna wena wedwa uba kungathwa ilizwe liyaphela phefumlo wam ungafuna wena wedwa uba kungathwa ilizwe liyaphela nhliziyo yam ingafuna wena wedwa amehlo akho abalisibali unqumo lwakho soze lundishiye.
I wish you could see this, but at the moment, our entire studio is dancing along to that. What absolute joy. I'm pretty sure that that got your toes tapping at home as well. Now, please, if you've got any questions for Tankiso, please connect with us online using the hashtag Afternoon Express in your comments. Wow, girl. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are just so incredibly talented. Thank you for that performance.
Thank you for having me.
Magic, magic. So, You graduated from UCT in 2015.
Yes, I did.
No gap year vibes for you.
No,
You've just been going.
there. Yeah.
So you've been so busy since graduating. You, I think, performed and co-wrote in The Fall, which was so celebrated and did so well. You got an A Lady for it. You got a Fleur de Cap Award for it.
A nomination. Yeah.
And you made the New York Times Best Critics list.
And the Washington...
Yeah, hello. I mean, you traveled with that all over the world. What was it about?
Well, The Fall was a journey of our involvement in the student movement.
Yeah.
And a few of my friends and I decided that we would take our experiences and, put them on stage and, use our art as, our activist space.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of to show people the stories that, we didn't see in the media and the things that weren't readily available for people, like the thought processes, the connections that happened in that space and how, everyone thought about exactly what it is that they were doing there. So it pulled people in a little bit and, gave them a bit of the private moments.
Yeah, that's a beautiful view, I suppose, and perspective of what you're going through and what a lot of women are going through. So you did a solo at the Baxter.
Yes.
In something that you wrote and then performed as well. And you just had the stage all on your own, just a solo show.
I do.
That you've been invited back now to do another one for Women's Month.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what it's about.
So, Tankiso Live, I did for the first time last year at a smaller space called Baxter Theatre. And it was a success. Like, I didn't expect it to be that popular, but it was.
Yeah.
And so the Baxter called me back again this year in a much bigger space. And specifically for this month, because the topics I deal with are a lot about, what we women go through. And it's a journey where I decided that I would look at what living loudly meant for me as a woman. And so it centers around that. It centers around claiming my own identity, claiming my own space, taking time out to say, well, this is who I am. And this identity that has been given to me as a Black woman, I reject it. Actually, this is what I am. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's warrior, sometimes it's beautiful, but ultimately I get to choose what it is. Yeah.
It's human.
Yeah.
So what are some of those topics, I suppose, that you cover within the things that you deal with as a woman?
Well, I deal with loss, I deal with heartbreak, I deal with, the topic of this femicide that's happening in the country where you find a lot of women are going missing, a lot of queer women and children. It's just, you don't know how to respond to it anymore. And so what I do is I don't stand there and give facts and criticize, but I sort of live through the moment with the audience and go, we become statistics and we become retweets, but actually we're human beings.
Exactly.
And me as a woman, this could happen to me any day.
Sure.
This is how I feel going through it. And it's not just anger, it's to humanize and put a face to this problem that we have in this country. And I deal with mental health as well.
Yeah.
We carry so much is expected of us. And it's just about, and celebration as well. We're not one-dimensional and we're not always, protesting and fighting. We also just want to live life.
Yeah.
And,
But when we're angry and scared if you want to go out for a walk in your communities and you feel fear.
All the time.
Yeah, we've got a right to be angry and to protest. So how do you explore that? Do you do it in song or monologues?
I do it mostly in song. So my show takes place in the form of music, imagery projected onto the stage, and a lot of speaking and monologues. So while my music is very metaphorical and I touch on these topics, I make sure that on the screen I project the statistics and the names of these women that, we forget about each week because there's a new one, just to connect those things. So sometimes we get taken over by emotion and we forget the facts. So I just say, listen to the song and what I'm saying, but also this song is written because those people exist. And, they still need justice.
So beautiful. The show is going to be amazing. I can't wait to watch it. Now, how long does it take you? Because you obviously write everything. And, listening to that, so powerful. And it's so triumphant. It's empowering to listen to something like that. But also on your Instagram, you show that you're always in theatre. You're always in rehearsals.
Oh, it's my life.
So, what does it take to put together a show like the one you're doing now?
So, because it's incredibly personal and it's basically just me being honest and writing my truth, the songs I perform in this show took years to write. I wrote my first one in 2012. And over the next few years, I kept adding on to this list of songs that, you know, speak about all these things that I've been through.
Yeah.
But for the show to actually happen, I have an amazing band. So
I mean, that drummer is insane.
Like they're my favorites.
They're all good.
They're my favorites.
Yeah.
It took us 2 weeks to put it all together because we're such a great team working together. So also because we did the show last year, they had an idea of the songs now. And I didn't study music, so I literally had to hum everything to them.
Yeah.
And they were so patient and you know, it goes really quick.
It must be so fulfilling for you, like now when you're performing, just to see the reactions on people's faces and like how much you fill people. Thank you for that energy. Thank you for the music. Thank you for you.
Thank you for having me.
Let's see what South Africa has to say.
Tankiso, it seems like you've truly moved the entire nation. We've been asking on our social media platforms if you've got any questions for Tankiso. And we've got T. Fox John Mnisi here who says, how do you manage your time? Girl, you acting, you writing, you performing.
So the thing about being a freelance artist is that you don't have days off. Even in your room, you're working. So I've written some of my songs. My opening song for my show happened in the shower. And I paused, shut off the shower, and I quickly recorded it on my phone.
Yeah.
So you're constantly working, and I think, you know, time management is a very important part of what we do. So for my music, I had to say to theatre, okay, you know what? For the next 4 weeks, I'm not available to do any castings. I'm not available to do any theatre work. My focus has to come from this, and this only happened because I gave myself time every single day to sit down and write and, you know, work on the little things that, you know, were bothering me in the show. So you're always on. I don't know when public holidays are anymore. I'm just like, oh,
no, we hear you. We're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be the general public. You want to be the performer for them.
Exactly.
Absolutely, continuously entertaining. We've got a last question here from Anele Ayanda who says, can you ask her who inspires her in the music industry? Good question.
So many people. I grew up listening to everything, literally rap, reggae, house, rock.
Nice.
But my main inspiration right now is someone called Benjamin Clementine.
Yeah?
I discovered his music a few weeks before my show, and watching his creativity and watching how honest he was about his art gave me permission to go, you know what? It's a performance. People want to be entertained, but at the same time, you can't let it take away who you are. You can't just be a performer. So it inspired the truth behind my performance and the vulnerability that I now allow. So
There's me, Googled Benjamin Clementine.
Dude, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Thank you. I love new music. Thank you for